What the happened in Super Bowl 39? The Eagles came into the game looking to get their first Super Bowl win, led by Donovan McNabb with an offense that was more known for throwing the ball than running it under Andy Reid, while the Patriots looked to repeat, led by Tom Brady with a strong rushing attack and a defense with key injuries, but Belichick plugged the holes with his mastery of defensive personnel. Rod Hood took the opening kickoff straight down the middle for a good return that set the Eagles up near their 40 for McNabb to get to work. Philly's offense started off slow as McNabb broke the pocket, but just had to throw it away on first down. On second, McNabb rolled out on a bootleg and delivered to Terrell Owens in the flat, where the receiver stiff-armed a defender going out of bounds after picking up 7. And on 3rd and 3, Teddy Bruschi crashed in on a linebacker blitz and blasted McNabb, who stayed up but seemingly lost the ball, but upon further review, his knee was down before the ball came out, so they just punt away their first possession to Brady. The Pats started with a sweet throw over the middle to Deion Branch, who spun around and took 2 big hits as he went down for a big gain. Next play, Matt Light jumped early, backing them up to 1st and 15, where Corey Dillon took a handoff to the outside and picked up 4, setting up 2nd and 11, where they set up a screen for him, but the back lost his balance and stumbled forward for 2 before Brady set his feet on 3rd and 9 and fired deep for Patton, who got clapped between 2 defenders, and the Pats would be forced to punt away their first possession. The Eagles started backed up against their own end zone, and Brian Westbrook was buried in the backfield on his first carry, before McNabb found T.O. on the slant, and the big receiver reversed field, and stiff-armed another defender going out after picking up 9, and on 3rd and 3 they tried Westbrook again to break tendency, but the back only got halfway there, and they'd go 3 and out for the second time in a row. New England started with an inside handoff to Dillon for a few, before another false start backed them up to 2nd and 12, where Brady threw quickly for Branch up the seam, and the small receiver was pulled down short of the marker, setting up 3rd and 4, where Brady fired quickly to David Givens in the flat, but the receiver only got halfway to the marker, and they'd go 3 and out, punting it right back. The Eagles started their drive with a deep shot intended for Pinkston, but McNabb flat out missed. On second, they set up a screen for Westbrook, and the shifty back worked around a defender and picked up the Eagles' first down of the game. They handed it to Dorsey Levens next, and the back only managed to push the pile for about 1.5, setting up 2nd and 9, where McNabb rolled right on a boot, but fired way over the head of L.J. Smith incomplete, before dropping back on 3rd and 9 and ripping one to Smith again, and the receiver caught it just past the sticks, and they'd have another first down conversion. McNabb dumped it down to Westbrook next. The back took it forward for about 3, setting up 2nd and 7, where McNabb fired a bullet over the middle into traffic for Smith, incomplete, and on 3rd down, McNabb lofted one high for Owens on the shallow crosser, and he galloped down the sideline into open space, where he went out of bounds inside New England's 20, and an unnecessary roughness penalty tacked on extra yardage that set them up inside the 10. McNabb dropped back on first, but New England's rush got to him quickly, and he was blasted for a huge loss that took them all the way back to the 25, where McNabb just threw up a YOLO ball to T.O., who was double covered, and Harrison tipped the ball to Asante Samuel, who picked it off and weaved his way out of the end zone all the way to the 29 before sliding down, but an illegal contact penalty bailed Philadelphia out of the turnover for now. Next play, however, McNabb lobbed a wobbler down the sideline again, and this time Rodney Harrison jumped it, picking off McNabb for real this time, and New England would get it backed up at their own 3, where Brady handed it to Dillon on a draw, and the back found a crease to pick up 7 on first. On second, Brady overthrew Givens deep up the seam, and on 3rd and 3, they handed it to Kevin Falk, who couldn't find any running room and was buried in the backfield, and New England wasn't able to capitalize on the turnover. Starting in Patriot territory at the 45, McNabb went deep for Pinkston on the outside, and he was lucky that it wasn't another interception, as the ball went right through Randall Gay's hands, and the corner who probably narrowly survived middle school dropped it incomplete. McNabb broke the pocket and tried to scramble around the edge next, but was cut down right at the line of scrimmage by Harrison, and on 3rd and 11, McNabb fired over the middle for L.J. Smith shy of the marker, and the tight end coughed it up going to the ground, and New England recovered it. Givens stumbled on the out route, and Brady missed him on 1st down. On 2nd, they handed it to Dillon, who hurdled a fallen defender, picking up 3, and on 3rd and 7, Derek Burgess swiped away the right tackle and slung Brady down for a sack, and the punt fest would seemingly continue into the second quarter. Westbrook took an inside handoff for only 2 on 1st down. On 2nd, he was tackled trying to find the crease for only 1, and on 3rd, McNabb ripped one over the middle for Pinkston for a clutch conversion to keep the drive alive. Westbrook took a run around the edge next, going out after getting halfway there, and on 2nd, McNabb stepped through the blitz and delivered a high ball for Pinkston that he went up and got, falling down at New England's 17. Westbrook worked his way around the edge again, this time getting 10 yards and another 1st down inside the 10, where they handed it to him from the eye, and he'd get wrapped up in the backfield for a loss on 1st. On 2nd, McNabb tried Smith, who couldn't haul it in, but a false start would have nullified the play anyway, and on 3rd and goal, McNabb waited patiently in the pocket before L.J. Smith eventually worked his way free and into the back of the end zone, where McNabb found the tight end for the first score of the game deep into the second quarter, giving them a 7-0 lead. New England started pinned deep by a penalty, and Brady delivered on a play-action screen to Dillon, who worked his way past the marker with nothing but blockers out in front. They dialed up another screen to counter the Eagles' blitz, and Dillon once again galloped free for another chain-moving play. Brady handed to Falk next, and the back slashed through an open hole to pick up 8 on first down before the quick back took an outside handoff to pick up the first down next. Brady threw quickly to Givens on the next play, and the receiver broke a tackle and worked forward past the sticks for another quick first, but it appeared that he might have fumbled the ball. After further review, his knee was down, and New England would retain possession. Brady handed to Dillon next. The back ran into a wall before reversing field and gashing the defense, with Brian Dawkins riding his back down to the 7, where Brady threw quickly for Branch, who spun but couldn't shake the tackler, only getting about 2 yards, and on second, Brady dropped the ball on the handoff, diving on it, but as the pile developed, Darwin Walker of the Eagles recovered it for Philly, putting it into New England's promising drive. Westbrook took the carry to start, cutting back inside, but still losing yards on first, before McNabb tried him on a slant next, but the back dropped it, and on 3rd and 11, McNabb bought time, improvising to his right, throwing for Mitchell on the sideline, but the ball was too low, and they'd go 3 and out off the turnover, punting it back to Brady. Pats got it at the Eagles' 37 off a bad punt, and Brady started with a throw to the flat off the play action to Daniel Graham, who managed to pick up 7, before Brady dirted it on second, and on 3rd and 3, Brady hit Branch wide open on an out route past the sticks to get them inside the 25. Branch caught another quick throw from Brady, but slipped up trying to make a move, setting up 2nd and 6, where Brady found Troy Brown winning on a crosser to get them inside the 10. Dillon took a bruising run around the tackle to get them halfway there on first, before Brady had all day in the pocket on second and tossed it to Givens at the edge of the end zone for a game-tying score with a good kick by Vinatieri with a little over a minute before halftime. Westbrook took an outside carry, but was buried in the backfield on first, a growing theme. On 2nd down, McNabb hit Pinkston on a slant to set up 3rd and 3, and with 17 seconds left, McNabb quickly slung it to Pinkston again, getting past the 40-yard line, but the Eagles took a timeout, and McNabb quickly slung over the middle, missing Mitchell next. With 4 seconds left, they just tried to draw to Westbrook, and the back got to pad his stats a bit, but he made it nowhere near the end zone to end the half. Brady bought time in the pocket to start the second half, finding Deion Branch for about 8 on first down, before a toss to Dillon got blown up by Jeremiah Trotter, leaving them on 3rd and 6, where Brady set his feet and gunned one to Branch over the middle, wide open with plenty of room to work with after the catch, and he'd go down inside Philly's 40. Brady backpedaled on first, tossing it up the seam for Branch again, but the receiver wasn't ready for it. On second, Brady fired into tight coverage for David Patton, but the receiver couldn't hold on to it, and on 3rd and 10, Brady found Branch again in the hole of the zone for a clutch conversion to get them inside Philly's 25. Dillon got tripped up in the backfield next, before Brady dropped back again and slung it over Branch's shoulder, and the receiver went out at the 2, and they were knocking on the door. Brady faked it to Dillon next before hitting linebacker Mike Vrabel, who juggled the ball before hauling it in with flags flying all over the place, but they were on the defense, and New England would pull ahead with a good kick by Vinatieri, and they'd take a 14-7 lead early in the 3rd. McNabb started by hitting T.O. on a slant, and the receiver was tackled right at the sticks, picking up a first down before they tried Westbrook, who only managed to fall forward for 1. On second, the pocket collapsed on McNabb, and he was sacked, setting up 3rd and 15, where McNabb just lobbed up another jump ball for Pinkston, but this time the receiver wasn't able to get it, and they'd have to punt away their first possession of the half. Dillon took a handoff up the gut on first, plowing forward for 6, before Brady got slammed as he let it go on second, and the ball luckily fell in the dirt and complete. On 3rd and 4, Brady heaved down the sideline for Patton, but it was overthrown, and they'd have to give the Eagles another chance to tie it up. McNabb dumped it down to Westbrook on first, and the back turned upfield and got rolling until he stepped out well past the 40 for a first down. McNabb hit T.O. on a comeback next, and he stepped out after gaining 8 before Westbrook took an outside handoff and rounded the edge, picking up another first down past midfield. Greg Lewis cooked on a deep route on the next play. McNabb hit him on the sideline, going out near New England's 30, before McNabb went to a slipping Owens, who managed to haul it in still on the next play for 6, and on 2nd and 4, Westbrook took a handoff up the gut and fell forward for the first down. McNabb's next throw was tipped at the line and luckily fell incomplete before he dropped back on second and delivered to Lewis on a quick out to get them inside the 15. McNabb put it behind Westbrook on a shallow crosser next, but the back still caught it, falling across the line for another conversion, where McNabb split 2 defenders with his next throw off his back foot, and Westbrook caught it in stride, waltzed it into the end zone, tying up the game with a kick by David Akers. New England started their drive backed up by a false start, and on 1st and 15, Brady quickly slung it to Troy Brown, who worked his way forward for a few before they'd set up a screen for Falk next, and the back weaved behind blockers, getting all the way to the 47 before going down past the sticks. Dillon came in next, falling forward for about 3 before Brady faked it to Branch on a reverse and threw it to him, and he went out 2 yards shy of the marker, setting up 3rd and 2, where Dillon rounded the edge and hopped out of bounds well past the marker for another first. Falk came in next, taking another handoff to the outside, hurdling forward for a gain of 8, where Brady handed it to him on a dive, and he slashed through the defense, going down near the 15. They set up a screen to him next, and the back had blockers out in front, working forward and leaping towards the end zone, but he was pushed out just short, and New England bulked up at the 2, and Dillon followed his lead blockers, falling past the goal line, scoring, and with another Vinatieri extra point, they were back on top by a touchdown early in the 4th quarter. McNabb surveyed for a while on first before just throwing it into the dirt incomplete. On second, Westbrook once again got pulled down in the backfield for a loss, and on 3rd 3rd and 16, McNabb just flung a deep ball down the sideline for Lewis that fell incomplete, and they'd have to let New England keep their lead for now. Starting in Eagles territory, Corey Dillon got blown up in the backfield by Philly's blitz before Brady faked it to him on second, delivering a bullet to Branch over the middle on a dig, and the receiver surged forward before slipping up at the 30. With the roughing the passer tacked on, they moved to the 16, where Dillon found an open space to run before getting stopped after picking up 7 before they'd hand it to him again, but the back had to bounce the run to the outside and found the edge, picking up another first inside Philly's 4. Fullback Patrick Pass took the carry next and got stopped for no gain before Brady tried throwing to a wide open Givens on the slant, but it was batted at the line, and on 3rd down, Dillon tried to find a crease, but was taken down in the backfield, and New England would have to settle for a Vinatieri kick, putting them up 2 scores with 8.5 left in the game. The Eagles started with a handoff up the gut to Westbrook, who shockingly only got 2 yards. Before McNabb found Owens on a slant again, he spun free of the defender and galloped upfield, going out near the Patriots' 35. McNabb dropped back next on 1st down and just fired it straight to Teddy Bruschi for a drive-killing interception. New England got into clock-burning mode next, handing it off to Dillon, who picked up 3 on 1st, and then cut back on 2nd to pick up another few yards, leaving them on 3rd and 5, where Brady dropped back, pressured off the edge, and just tossed it out of bounds, and the Eagles would get another chance at it. McNabb dropped back and threw short for Smith on 1st down, and the tight end wasn't able to do much after the catch, only picking up 3, before McNabb threw a low ball on 2nd that Lewis was actually able to juggle off the deck and haul in for another short gain, and on 3rd and 2, McNabb rolled right, hitting Owens on a zig just past the sticks for a 1st down. McNabb surveyed next before dumping it down to fullback Josh Perry, who fell down but recovered and picked up a few, setting up 2nd and 8, where McNabb missed Mitchell on a rollout throw, and on 3rd down, McNabb lofted a contested throw to Owens, who somehow hauled it in through heavy contact for the first they desperately needed. McNabb barely avoided getting sacked on the next play, setting his feet and throwing a dart that was almost picked off before an errant snap led to no gain on 2nd down, and on 3rd and 10, McNabb settled in the pocket and fired to Mitchell on a deep spot route for another first. McNabb fired to Westbrook out of the backfield next, but the back couldn't handle it, and on 2nd, they hooked up this time on a fake screen, and Westbrook zipped forward, slipping down for another 1st down, leading to the 2-minute warning. Next play, McNabb's pass was quickly batted down at the line, and on 2nd, McNabb launched a rocket for Greg Lewis on the inside post, and the receiver went up and plucked it out of the air for the score, and the kick was good, making the score 24-21 with 1:48 left in the game. Philly tried an onside kick, but Christian Fourier hauled it in, recovering for New England, and they'd have a chance to put an end to the game. Falk took a carry up the gut for 2 on 1st down. On 2nd, he made a cut and fell forward for 3, and on 3rd and 5, Falk just got stuffed, and they'd have to punt it to the Eagles with less than 1 minute remaining. The kick was good, pinning them inside their 5, and on 1st down, McNabb improvised in his end zone, dumping it off to Westbrook, who went down in bounds before dropping back again and firing deep over the middle for Owens, incomplete. With 17 seconds left, McNabb dropped back a final time and fired high for Smith, but it went off his hands and into Harrison's for a game-sealing interception. Belichick got a Gatorade bath with his dad, and Brady took the final kneel down as the Patriots cemented themselves as the dynasty of the 2000s, and the Philadelphia Eagles would have to wait another 13 years before getting another shot at the trophy. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and click the thumbs up on the video if you liked it. Also, I'd really appreciate if you guys could join my Patreon for early access to new videos. I have exclusive game reactions that I can't post here on YouTube, like my reaction to this year's Super Bowl. Anyways, guys, I'm going back in time and making a what the f happened video for every past Super Bowl, and I have a new tier list video ranking every starting quarterback going into 2025, so go check it out. Peace!